It's the RugbyPass Fan Zone Lions edition, live from London, with Scotland's Jim Hamilton, England's Andy Goode, Ireland and Lions' Stephen Ferris, Wales and Lions' Shane Williams, and you, the fans.
Could you just talk us through the swing, please, from the first half to the second half? What was your message to the players at half-time?
The message at half-time was really, we're still in the arm wrestle. We just, if Dan Biggar kicked that penalty 12-6, so, we're down 12-3, and kind of just said we've given away a few soft penalties, allowed them opportunities. Let's keep our patience, let's stay in that arm wrestle. We will get chances, don't try and force things. And I thought that second half went on, we got stronger and stronger, and got ourselves back into the game, and but it was a really tough, tight test match, and bound to the ball it could have got anyway, and thankfully, we've come from behind and finished really strongly, and I thought the last few minutes we were excellent.
Did you feel like you were in control of that second half? Although it was very tight on the scoreboard, you did seem to be on the ascendancy.
Yeah, I just thought we started to get some dominance in our forward carries, and obviously the try from the maul was pretty important. Scrum stabilised, and we got a bit of dominance there. I just thought we started to, once we started to take them through some phases, particularly if we got on the front foot, we looked like they conceded a penalty. They conceded a number of penalties in a row in that second half, and that was the kind of the message. And if we didn't get any front football, it was then just about our game management. It just sometimes when we went to the air, and probably in that second half we started to get a couple of balls that came back on our side, or a couple of knock-ons from them. So they were big moments for us too. But then we put ourselves under pressure a few times by getting the ball back and then shifting a couple of poor passes that put us under pressure. So we just need to tidy that area up too.
So with South Africa 1-0 down in the series, what are you expecting from them in the second test?
Oh, they'll be, from them it was both teams. You look at it and go, it's a bounce of the ball, could have gone any way. A couple of calls as well, and if they'd been different, might have affected the result. We were really happy with the way that we defended. We didn't think that they'd created a lot of attacking opportunities, and like I said, that last passage of play, we were coming off their line, making big tackles, and they weren't going anywhere. But they'll be hurt from this, because they're an incredibly proud nation and world champions, and so next week's going to be even bigger and tougher, I would expect. But from our point of view, it's you win that first one, and you're going to, no matter what happens, you're going to the last weekend of the series. So that keeps everyone engaged and really interested in it. The message to the players, it wasn't just about the 23. This is an incredibly tight group of players that have, and the non-23 did a brilliant job this week in helping that Test 23 prepare, and so it was the victory was as much about them and the whole squad than just the guys who took the field.
Thank you, Warren. Cheers.
Yes.
Hi, Warren. A similar question. If you dented their ego in the South Africa A game, which you lost, what do you think you would have done psychologically to them in the second half, and what do you do next week to prepare for the backlash?
I don't know. I made that comment in terms of hoping that they would just come harder at us in those areas. I didn't really want them to vary their game too much. So it wasn't so much about denting their ego, it was about us us getting confidence from certain aspects of the game. So I thought our line-out was excellent today, and the scrum looked like it was under a little bit of pressure at the start of the game, and we eased into it, and we ended up with a couple of scrum penalties too. So they're going to keep working hard as a group, and they will continue to improve in those areas. And for us, we feel like there's a lot more in us too. I just thought from conditioning side, we look like we're just getting stronger and stronger, and are able to keep the intensity and keep the pace going for the whole 80 minutes. And that's a really pleasing aspect of how hard we've worked over the last 6 weeks or so.
And a quick assessment of Maro Toje and Courtney Law's performance, especially Courtney, who was obviously a guy you only included the sort of last minute in the squad.
I thought he was brilliant. I just thought his line-out stuff was good. Some great carries and footwork. Murray's had one turnover, a carry where he's probably gone in too high, but he's worked incredibly hard. I just thought those players, they will put in a really big shift, and then I thought the bench was great for us. I thought the impact of our bench was probably more significant than their bench was, and that was pleasing. And then the energy from the rest of the staff and the players in the stands in terms of encouraging our boys, and any turnovers or anything that was positive was immense as well.
Good evening, Warren. It's Kaniso here from Sport 24. With the Boks having issues with COVID leading into the test match, do you feel that they were slightly underdone actually leading into the game, and it started to show in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, look, they've had their own challenges with players not taking a full part in training and stuff, and they've only had a couple of games together, and a little bit like us, at times you got limited preparation, you're playing 2 games a week, it's quite hard in preparing for internationals. They came out really strongly out of the blocks in that first half and put us under a bit of pressure, so I expect that they will be a lot stronger in the next 2 matches. They will. I'll be pleased with the way they started, but probably not so happy with their second half performance. But they'll be like us. They'll go back and look to work and improve on things for next week.
And one more from my side. Do you often, I know it's easy to speak when you're from the winning side, but do you feel that some of the decisions from Nick Berry did kind of sway towards the Lions?
No.
James.
Hi Warren, it's James from Planet Rugby. Congratulations on the win, you must be delighted. Quick one from me, half time. Who was giving the message out to the team, and what were the key points that you were making to the guys? Certainly the discipline, the aerial work and the exit strategy worked a lot better. Who was giving the key messages? Yeah,
just at half time we normally give the guys some time to. We don't go in with messages straight away, just some, they rehydrate and take some fluids on, give them a bit of time to gather their thoughts, and then the forwards and backs will meet as units, and then Tandy will deliver something from defence, and Gregor will talk about attack stuff, and then I finished off with some points. And so, the message from me was that we're still in this arm wrestle, even though we're down. Just keep our composure. We'll get some opportunities in the second half, and when we do get some opportunities, we spoke about, if we got easy 3 points in front of the post, let's take the 3 points. If it was a bit wide or a bit longer out or a bit closer to the touchline, then to put them into the corner and squeeze them that way. Also spoke about some of the soft penalties that we'd given away in the first half, and making sure that our discipline was better in the second half, which it was, and just being a bit more accurate with our kicking game, and looking to get some of the scraps from that aerial battle. And I think that sort of turned for us in that second half.
And that's the kick to touch for the line out? That was an actual conscious decision. We actually discussed the possibility of that at half time, yeah?
Sorry, what was that? What?
The kick for touch.
Yes, yeah. We wanted we kind of felt that we weren't, you know, they were the same. They never really got into our 22 and put us under pressure, and we felt that with a couple of those penalties, we wanted to get them to the 22 and really look to keep them down there and to pressurise them and to try and get some points from that. And so, you know, we mauled exceptionally well, I thought, particularly that second half. We got a couple of penalty opportunities and have scored a try. So, yeah, it's just about getting that balance right between, you know, when you take your 3 points and even though it's 3 points, it does relieve a lot of pressure on them. And that's a decision the players make at the time, and you know, the captain makes that. And I mean, Dan Biggars in that first half missed what for him would be considered a reasonably easy penalty to close the gap to 12-6, and then we've had a long shot with Elliot Daly, and so that, yeah, it was just a little bit of a change of message at half time about when we do get a chance to put them under pressure by kicking into their 22, let's look at doing that.
Hi Warren, I'm Luis Chiesa from ESPN Argentina. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
In the first half, the South African forwards pack became strong, and in the second half, the Lions were able to dominate. What do you think of the great performances, particularly from Courtney Loss and Mari Toje?
Yeah, I thought both of them were outstanding. I thought Courtney carried exceptionally well. He was strong. The big thing was, when we started to get some ball on the front foot, it just stopped a little bit of their line speed. We were able to play through some phases, and we got some reward from that. I thought Maro was immense as well. You know, both of them had outstanding games, and yeah, it was a key for us really. I thought we made some good decisions when to bring the replacements on, and they all had a big impact for us coming off the bench too. But you know, definitely. Courtney and Maro's impact was significant.
Hi Warren, congrats on the win. Jack Conan told us earlier this week that it was going to be the biggest test, biggest game that he's played of his career. How did you think he stepped up to the mark?
Jack did what he does do well, and the reason we picked him, he doesn't make mistakes. He's incredibly accurate. He takes those kickoffs, he's got some good footwork, he got us some go forward, and does a lot of the unspectacular stuff that you need in a forward pack to get the balance right. You know, you got guys who, you know, carry a bit more and stuff, and so we were really pleased with you know, his performance, and it was, you know, incredibly solid. So you know, he's continued to improve and improve in this environment. He's like a sponge in terms of gaining knowledge. He asks really good questions. He takes on information well. So like, we're really pleased with his development. I've just seen him. I know the first game he played, he was incredibly nervous and you know, about the first hit out, and he's one of those players that does get pretty nervy before a game. But this week he seemed a lot calmer and a lot more assured, and I think, you know, that's given him a lot of confidence and self-belief in himself and his own performances.